Alright, so we are nearing the end of the season of Reclamation. I think that's what it's actually called. Either way, that's the Edge of Fate season, which means we are going into the Renegade season in about a month's time. But before we get to that, with the conclusion of Festival of the Lost, Bungie are dropping a new event called Call to Arms. And obviously this appears to be an end-of-season event, almost a catch-up type thing, as we'll be able to attune to a bunch of season weapons, get additional drops, and packages that will unlock in Renegades to give us a head start. So given that things are pretty quiet in the season at this point, I figured a recap might help since this is the next thing coming up. I'd be curious as well, if you plan to play Renegades next month, will you be heading back before that in order to do a bit of the season catch-up stuff? Obviously in terms of power, Bungie have bumped everyone up to 300 and accelerated progress, which we'll be able to keep in Renegades. And maybe in the short term that will make investing into the game more appealing. You'll have to give me your thoughts below. Otherwise, let's get into it. So starting November 11th, as Bungie say here, they're debuting a new event called Call to Arms, and Devrim K has been tapped by the Vanguard to help the Last City find the best gear in the system. And as we said, this will serve as a good catch-up for the season in general, as Guardians can visit Devrim to increase the chance of receiving specific weapons via attunement, and we'll be getting daily shipments that feature powerful gear from different activities. So there'll be a chest that appears in the tower on a daily basis, and Bungie said as a thank you from the Last City, Devrim has arranged for new cutting-edge procurements to be delivered to those who participate. And those contain a random assortment of new gear for the season, and goodies designed to help you get a head start in Renegades. As far as we can tell, we'll actually have to wait until Renegades to open these secondary packages. But as we can see from the pop-up right here, we can complete event ranks to earn exclusive cosmetics and the weapon ornament, as well as opening daily powerful shipments of gear, and then a component where we can compete against all Guardians for prestigious cosmetics, including a new universal helmet ornament. So Call to Arms will have an event home where players can launch a series of activities and attempt to get the highest score in those activities. We can see the featured ones on screen, and Bungie say the high scores are awarded competitor points based on how that score compares to the scores as a percentile of other Guardians. Those who score in the top 10% over the course of the event will earn enough points to be eligible to earn this universal helmet ornament that we can see. So obviously there's a limited time component, and when you see a player with that, you'll know that they scored very highly in the Call to Arms event. In terms of other rewards though, we can see the weapons which will be available for attunement, mainly event weapons from this season. Then we get the cutting edge procurement. This is a legendary container with tier 3 new gear weapon and armor pieces, unstable cores, which will be irrelevant at this point since they're being removed in Renegades, and every 4 procurements opened grants a consumable that guarantees a prime engram reward from your next activity completion. So in terms of power leveling catch up and getting gear in general, this event will be pretty rewarding. There's also the Desert Burnish weapon ornament that we'll get from event ranks, so if we play enough, we'll be able to apply that to the new Malpays. Then there are a couple of emblems like First of the New and Unwoven Tangle that we'll be able to get, as well as additional cosmetics which come from the event home specifically. So there's a sparrow called the Streamline Moderne, a ship that matches that same theme called Chromium 24, and the Supersonic Shell, plus a ghost shell here called the Baroque Shell, and apparently that will be linked to some kind of special offer which is active while this event is live. So there'll sort of be 2 ways to participate in it: simply play the game, focus for the weapons, and get some additional loot from the daily chests, or you can additionally take part in the competitive component, posting the highest scores possible, which again, if you can get in the top 10% of scores posted, you'll earn that dedicated ornament. On top of that, there'll be a couple of quests that'll be available. So the first one is Armament Protocol, to open a daily shipment chest at the tower and complete an activity to acquire an attuned weapon, with a step to complete a Call to Arms Crucible match or solo ops activity, then things like earning the first reward from the event track and completing daily challenges from the Call to Arms event home. So that pretty much follows what we expect from this kind of event. But with the event technically being 3 weeks in length, it would appear that 2 of them are sort of the intro or active weeks for scoring and things like that. And then from another quest here, we can see there'll be something referred to as Celebration Week. So Call to Arms event has ended and Celebration Week has begun. That will send us to Devrim to get more information about Celebration Week. I'm not entirely sure how the event availability or rewards might change in that period of time, but at least 2 weeks with the scoring component active and boosted rewards for the final 3 weeks of the season. So that's basically it. It serves as a catch-up. You can use it to power level, get some additional gear from this season, as well as those packages we'll be able to hold on to until Renegades drops, which will give us an additional head start. And to be fair, those might be kind of useful since they'll award us prime engrams as well. And presumably if you open those after Renegades, they'll have the opportunity to contain Renegade specific loot. And while I know a lot of people are not super hyped by the game in its current state, there certainly is a part where if you use this as prep for Renegades to get you further on the power climb or to grab additional loot, obviously there will be a benefit that we carry forward. And really, for the moment, that's about it. I'd imagine at the same time though, outside of the game, we'll be getting additional previews, reveals, trailers even, for Renegades, or that's what we'd typically expect on the run up to a new expansion, so you'll have to give me your thoughts in the comment section whether that's going to entice you back in. Otherwise, guys, for the moment, I think that is everything we have to speak about. So, as always, if you've enjoyed the video, a rating very much helps us out. Also, be sure to get subscribed and I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But otherwise, thank you for watching, and I hope you guys have an awesome day.
And then the last on our list, so Jerome, we have a new event called Call to Arms that's going to be coming at the end of Ash and Iron. Can you give us a quick overview?
Sure. We're going to be working with Devrim K, who has been holding down the EDZ for the better part of a decade without a ghost, right? Doing it all in one life. And he'll be taking some much-deserved R&R in the tower and being our liaison to the foundries. We have to remember that most of the guns that the Guardian fires are designed and produced in the last city. Of course, we know that they're actually designed and produced here with the Sandbox team.
What do you mean? Castlewade's in-house.
That's right, Mr. Castaway, right here. So we will be working with Devrim to stress test the latest and greatest in gear from the foundries, and the Guardians that can push their gear the furthest and get the most out of it will reap the greatest reward. So there's a competitive aspect to it as well.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, when we're talking about this competitive aspect, the Call to Arms is going to be a ton of rewards, legendaries, some cosmetics for anyone to earn, but then we have kind of some cosmetics at the top for our hardcore, so to speak, to really earn. And Clayton, I think you were talking about a helmet?
Yeah, we have a helmet ornament. It is fantastic looking. When you equip it, if you're in that top earner, you will have this like tail of flames coming from you. And much like the trial glows, these flames signify that you are a top competitor in this.
So when I load into the tower, I'm going to see this guy with a giant fiery mohawk. I'm
Yeah.
going to know, okay, they were top of Call to Arms.
Impressed and scared at the same time.
But then we have some cosmetics, like I said, for just general players too. Like I believe there's an exotic ornament for the pulse rifle on the reward track, and a bunch of other things to earn too. So
we have daily login rewards as well, and we have vouchers that will actually help set you up for the next season.
Awesome.